You talk about the 40, 50 showings and people who have some stress doing that. So how do you manage stress of these transactions and the weight of this stuff happening, the weight of somebody uprooting and moving and settling into a new neighborhood or community or state or whatever? How do you manage that stress for your clients and for yourself too?
Well, I try and take as much burden off the home buyer or the home seller as possible, because in many cases, not everybody buys a house every 2-3 years or sells a house every 2-3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And many times they're coming in and they're buying a house, and this is probably going to be the house they're going to be living in for the next 10, 15 years, 20 years. You don't know, depending on how their family situation, their life situation changes. And it's a massive decision. It's not everybody has a few $100,000 sitting in the bank that they can just plop down and buy a house. They have to go through this process of getting a mortgage, getting financially right so they can qualify for a mortgage. So I take them through the entire process, walk them through it from the initial consultation, just walk them through the entire process, even if it means talking to them for 2 hours about every little bit of the initial process to get them comfortable, because they're going to have questions along the way. But if I can get them comfortable enough and explain to them, this is how it's going to go, this is what I need you to do, this is what may happen, these are a couple of the curveballs that probably will show up somewhere along the line, because it's not going to be just a smooth transaction. Very rarely have you had a transaction that it's super smooth and nothing went wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You just prepare them for all the possible contingencies and let them know, listen, something may come up that neither one of us might see, but we're going to adjust accordingly. As long as we're open, we're transparent, and we talk about it, have open communication, this will be a stress, not as stressful process as it possibly could be.
Mm-hmm.
And
so that sounds like setting expectations.
Setting the expectations, making sure they understand the process from beginning, from the initial consultation, lending, what happens through the process, identifying a house, identifying a neighborhood, inspections, title company,
negotiations, appraisals,
dealing with the seller, dealing with the counterparties, the other agent, the inspectors, everything along the line.
Yeah. It's sometimes that some people feel like that this is it's like getting a credit card sometimes. You just sign up for it, now you got it. Or it's like maybe buying a car where you show up and you buy the car and you leave. Like there's too much. There's too much to it. Title and research and the moving and inspections and negotiations, and then you get into well tests and pool equipment and all these different things, and it's not instantaneous. It's not as simple as just clicking on a thing and signing for it.
Yeah.
It's totally not that easy.
Indeed.